Rashford leaving Manchester. His new club already known. Arsenal go all in. Are the Gunners ready to break the bank for Juventus star? Who will be the new boss of Borussia Dortmund? The decision is already made. Napoli has made Manchester an offer they simply can't refuse. But will the management agree? Chelsea's first big signing. We're talking about this and much more today. These are the top 10 hot news items by this time. So, subscribe to our channel. Enjoy the watching and let's get started. So, the rumors that Trent Alexander-Arnold was practically already in Madrid appear to be, well, a bit exaggerated. Sky Sports France, those guys who love to spoil everyone's fun, say that there's still a distance between Trent and Real Madrid. And not just any distance, but a clear one. Like the distance between me and Ronaldo's salary. Remember how everyone was shouting that Trent was practically packing his bags and learning Spanish? Well, forget it. Real Madrid, you see, made an initial offer of £20 million. Seriously, for Trent, Liverpool, naturally, laughed and sent that generous offer. Well, you get the idea. And the funniest part is that Trent apparently wants a salary like Jude Bellingham's. And that, just so you know, is €400,000 a week. Can you imagine? For that kind of money, I'd be ready to run on the right flank myself. But Real Madrid, it seems, aren't ready to splash the cash just yet. They're probably being stingy. And what about Liverpool? Well, Liverpool aren't exactly rushing to fulfill all of Trent's wishes either. Word is, he's demanding at least a 3-year contract and the captain's armband after Van Dijk. Talk about an appetite. But honestly, I demand the same in his place. The guy's talented, after all. And here's another juicy rumor. Team Talk writes that Trent is ready to stay if he's given everything he asks for. But Liverpool most likely won't be able to compete with Real Madrid. And Florentino, they say, is preparing an €18 million signing bonus for Trent if he becomes a free agent. Anyway, folks, the situation is a complete fog. Trent seems to have one foot in Madrid and the other still at Anfield. He wants money, glory, and the captain's armband. Real Madrid want him, but they don't want to pay. Liverpool want to keep him, but they might not be able to. So, what do you think about all this? Do you believe these rumors? Where do you think Trent will end up next season? Leave your predictions in the comments. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date on all the hottest football gossip. Napoli are sitting in their little shop, feeling glum because their beloved Kvaratskhelia has skipped off to Paris. And now they're faced with the daunting task of finding a replacement. And then they remember a young promising lad named Alejandro Garnacho from Manchester United. Oh, he's our guy, the Italians decide. But, as always, there are a few snags. Manchester United are in no hurry to part with Garnacho, seeing as the kid is the future of the club. But it seems Napoli are ready to go all out to get the Argentine. The Italians are offering a deal that looks like a discount at a department store. You want Garnacho? Then take Osimhen at half price. They shout towards Old Trafford. Victor Osimhen, by the way, has been on Manchester United's wish list for a while now. The Nigerian is a true goal-scoring machine, and they want him in England. But the price? Originally, Napoli valued him at €150 million, but now they're willing to let him go for €70 million if Manchester United hand over Garnacho. But of course, it's not that simple. Manchester United value Garnacho at £65 million, while Napoli are only prepared to shell out £50 million. The £15 million difference is the kind of moment where both sides look at each other and say, "Are you serious?" And this is where the question arises, should Manchester United even consider letting Garnacho go? The guy is a rising star, and Osimhen, while a great player, isn't exactly a youngster anymore, and there's no guarantee that he'll immediately fit into the team's style of play. But on the other hand, Napoli are promising a discount, you know, like in those ads, today only, just for you. And then there's Antonio Conte, who's apparently ready to personally drive Garnacho to Naples. Or at least call him up and say, "Hey Alejandro, the pizza's delicious here and the sun shines brighter than in Manchester." And of course, we can't forget about Chelsea, who, as always, are lurking in the background, waiting for their chance. I mean, what would a transfer saga be without them, right? So what happens next? Will Manchester United agree to this deal? Or will they keep Garnacho and try to sign Osimhen some other way? Or maybe Chelsea will burst onto the scene and surprise everyone. The Blues are once again trying to get their hands on John Duran from Aston Villa. The guy, who's become a real sensation this season, has netted 12 goals in 28 matches. But here's the interesting part. In the summer, the deal was practically at the finish line. Rumor has it that it fell through at 99% due to doubts about the player's attitude and the overall cost. And now, the Londoners are digging into their pockets again. Could it be that Nicholas Jackson has frustrated the management so much with his performances that they're ready to splash out 100 million euros? How about a price tag of 85 million pounds? Villa clearly know their forward's worth and aren't willing to let him go for peanuts. And then there's West Ham, who also threw their hat in the ring, offering 57 million pounds, only to be turned down. Well, it seems Chelsea have decided to kick it into turbo mode and catch up with their rivals in the race for the Colombian. And really, why drag it out? Especially if Emi Martinez and company aren't exactly against making a profit. But let's look at the situation from a different angle. Is Duran really the one to save Chelsea's attack? Let's be honest. Investing such a sum in a 21-year-old is either a sign of incredible confidence in his talent or a desperate attempt to somehow plug the hole in the attack. Rhetorical question. How often have these gambles ended in failure? The situation is fueled by insider information. Word on the street is that in recent days, Chelsea have been in active communication with Duran's agent. A new agent, new possibilities, who knows? But personally, I wouldn't be surprised if in the coming days we hear more rumors about how the deal is 99% off again. Is this becoming their signature style? In any case, Chelsea have 8 days left until the end of the transfer window to get this transfer over the line. Will they manage it? Or will West Ham snatch the young Colombian at the last second? Or maybe Villa will simply decide not to part with their striker. What do you think, folks? Should Chelsea really shell out that kind of money for Duran? So, according to various sources, Saudi Pro League club Al Ahly, dreaming of assembling all the football superstars, is ready to pay 350 million euros for VINICIUS. Not a billion, of course, as earlier headlines claimed. Let's be honest, even fans reading those couldn't really believe it. Seriously, who would splash out that kind of money? But still, 350 million euros isn't exactly pocket change. The real question here is, will the Madrid camp agree to such a deal? And, more importantly, would VINICIUS himself want to leave Europe? There's a lot to think about. On one hand, VINICIUS is the face of Real Madrid, a guy who regularly carries the team on his back. But on the other, how often does he find himself in the spotlight for his behavior? Constant complaints about referees, fights on the pitch, battling for justice, or against it, and statements like suggesting Spain should be banned from participating in the World Cup. Not exactly modest, is it? Now, imagine him in Saudi Arabia, where their approach to football is calm, measured, and strictly contractual. How would they handle that fiery Brazilian passion? We can already picture the meme. VINICIUS passionately arguing with the referee, while a Saudi sheikh watches in amazement and offers to raise his salary to 1 billion euros, just to keep him quiet. By the way, this might not just be about the money. Reports suggest that VINICIUS' situation is shifting due to shadows being cast by Kylian Mbappe copyright. Yep, Mbappe arrives, Mbappe shines, Mbappe scores. And suddenly, the club's main star role is already taken. Does VINICIUS now have to settle for second place? Ambitions that I don't like taking the back seat. VINICIUS isn't used to being a backup. He wants the crown, the scepter, and the throne, all in one package. Mark my words, all the rumors point to a dramatic conclusion this summer. Today, it's Al Ahly in the mix. Tomorrow it might be Al Nassr. And the day after, Vina might randomly yell from his car window, "I'm staying at Real Madrid forever." Or not yell. You never know when suitcases full of euros are on the table. But what do you think? Is this deal realistic? Will VINICIUS leave Real? Or is this just another winter fairy tale? Guys, what's going on with Manchester United? CASEMIRO, who just a couple of years ago was an absolute monster in Real Madrid's midfield, now seems to have become a burden for the English Giants. Rumor has it that United are trying to offload the Brazilian, slashing his price to a mere £30 million. For a player who moved from Real for £17 million just a couple of seasons ago, this sounds like a Black Friday fire sale. You'd think he'd be a dream signing for any club. But here's the catch. European teams aren't exactly rushing to grab CASEMIRO with his £350,000 a week wages. Is it really that big of a problem? Apparently not for the Saudi League, as the only concrete interest seems to be coming from there. And what about Besiktas? Oh right, It turns out they're not even considering the deal. Well, thanks for the suspense, poor offside. But who would have thought that 32-year-old CASEMIRO, once one of the best midfielders in the world, would become a headache for Manchester United under Ruben Amorim, who, by the way, only joined the club a couple of months ago. The Brazilian has played a whopping 4 games. Impressive stats, right? It's like buying a luxury car and letting it rest in the garage. And here comes our old friend, Cristiano Ronaldo, onto the scene. According to press reports, he's actively trying to persuade CASEMIRO to join him at Al Nassr. Can you imagine their conversations? Hey Cassie, ditch that rainy Manchester. We've got sunshine, money, and no worries about your form here. On the other hand, if United don't drop the price further, CASEMIRO could well stay until the end of the season. And, you know, there's a certain irony in that. The club that was so eager to land the Real Madrid star is now doing everything they can to get rid of him. Is this their new transfer strategy? Buy high, sell low, bravo, Manchester United. So, what do you think? Is there any chance CASEMIRO will rediscover his form? Or is this the end of his European career? Let me know in the comments, share your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the hottest football rumors. And, of course, hit that notification bell. While you are doing this, we are moving on to the next news block. See you on our next video guys. Happy weekend.